You're welcome. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am Tiara Danielle, and we are doing a little chitty chat bang bang today. I wanted to do my makeup, so it's like, why not turn on the camera? My nephew is behind me asleep in my bed, so if y'all hear anything or see anything moving, it's him. I don't think I'm gonna tell y'all what products I'm using as I'm doing it. I will put everything in the description below, but yeah. So I already did my brows off camera. I'm trying to figure out a new brow routine, and I think I might have found it. Like, I found the key to success when it comes to my wonky eyebrows. So Grwm, what do you want? I know it ain't the style, yeah. Okay, so, oh, don't judge my one nail. You know what? I'm about to see if I can take it off right now. We about to do this the ghetto way, okay? If you from New York and you get your nails done, you know the ghetto way is absolutely this Metro card. Oh my god, it split my nail. So I banged this nail yesterday trying to put my sheet on my bed, and I split my nail. That sucks because I have one nail that's split, and then I have one nail that's what is this called? It's not infected, or it's not infected. It's a greenie, I think, from like when water gets under your nail. Very annoying. That's my real nail, not that didn't happen from this. That happened from my actual real damn nails. I know this is so dangerous. My nail tech would probably bite my head off, but I said I was trying to save these nails, and these things was holding on for dear life. So I did what I had to do to get my nails off, okay? This is so ratchet. And my god, oh, we got her off. We got the final nail. Let me tell y'all, we need to do a life update because so much has changed. I don't even remember the last like video I did before this. I mean, before like the most recent videos. We moved into a house that we built in the summer of last year. I think it was the summer when this house started getting built, of last year. And or it might have been the winter, I don't know. I think it was the summer, I have no idea. Either way, we moved into the house in August, the end of this past August. And it's been a wild ride. So basically, we moved into a hotel. We were there for like a week, literally like a week, because we were supposed to move into our house on August 7th, something like that. And or like the 8th or something around that time. They pushed out closing back randomly, so we ended up staying in a hotel, like a house hotel or something. I don't know, it's like a hotel that's basically like an apartment pretty much. And we stayed there for literally a week, and it was such a high-strung situation. My little brother had ended up having like this random ass scary seizure in his sleep. He never had a seizure before. Like, it was like terrifying. Like, I can't even explain the stress and the emotion, and it was just like very scary. It was a very scary, surreal moment. So my mother just felt like we were so stressed out, everything was just bad was happening. So we moved to my cousin's house and we stayed with them for, I want to say it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks, because we moved into here at the very end of August, like the last week of August. It was literally about 2.5 weeks that we were there, and then we moved into this house. So it's been great. Oh my god, I totally forgot COVID. So COVID took over my entire household in March when we were still in the other house. And I'm trying to go between looking at my mirror, the viewfinder, and the camera. So if I'm looking all over the place, that's why. But yeah, my whole family got COVID in March. And it was insane. So let me tell y'all. So we chilling in the house, you know. My stepdad comes in and he's like, hey y'all, like, you know, like, oh, don't come near me, I don't feel too well. So we like, okay, alright, that's weird, but okay. So he goes upstairs and my mom comes in and she's like, yeah, like, did he tell y'all that he's not feeling good? He ended up leaving work early. So now I'm like, okay, he left work early. That's interesting, because he is often working very late and it's very rare that he would be in the house from work early. So we're just like, okay, well, what do we do now? So she said she had spoke to him and he said that he just did not feel good. So he had taken a COVID test and all of that already to try to figure out what was going on. No, I'm lying. He was taking a COVID test the next day. So he quarantined him in the room, in his room. And then it was just like waiting, I guess. So like 2 days had passed and the mood in the house kind of like dwindled down. Like it just was like really like somber, because within the 2-day span he had gotten worse. And my stepfather is somebody who is high risk, like he has diabetes. So we were already a little bit nervous, like, oh my god, what if he actually has COVID? And like his symptoms seem to be like getting a little bit worse. Like we don't know if this is a regular cold, like we still don't know. So mind you, I want to say maybe 2 days before he came in, so it's like he didn't feel well, we had dinner, like we had ordered out, and we had I think it was like Red Lobster, but we were like sharing food with each other, which is like regular in our house. It's like, it's a lot of us in the house, so we're like always sharing and all of the things or whatever, right? So now day 3 comes around and I'm like thinking, like, I was just having a whole thing of shrimp with him. Like, if he has COVID, I'm about to have COVID. So I was like, I just hope you don't have COVID. So something in me was like, let me make this little thing that I saw, what the hell's her name? Wake Up with Marley on Instagram makes like this cold remedy. It's not a, I guess it's not like a, it's like a, it doesn't prevent you from getting, I can't say that. It doesn't prevent you from getting COVID, but it does help you, just help your immune system during the colder times, like the flu season. And so this is something that she often promotes every single year during the flu season. It's like this ingredient. She posted the ingredients, a video of how to make it, all of the things, and she sells about it herself. So I decided to just make it because we had the stuff in the house. And I'm like, I need to start doing something because I gotta try to get ahead of this. Knowing damn well, like, you cannot get ahead of COVID. So we ended up finding out that he had COVID on day 3. The whole house was just like, it just went from like regular to like it was like you would have thought somebody died in the house. Like, it was so sad because, again, it may have been March of 2020, correction, March of 2021, but it was still, COVID was still very much new, so we didn't really know what to expect, honestly speaking. So yeah, we were all pretty like just nervous about like what was going to happen. So all of us ended up sleeping together in the living room that night because my mom had stopped sleeping in her room. She was sleeping in the living room until it confirmed that he was sick. So I slept, I want to say I slept on the floor between like 2 pillows, and I remember waking up feeling kind of weird. And it wasn't like weird, it was just more like I'm sick. Like, you know, like, you know when you don't feel well, like, you know when you feel under the weather, you know when you feel a little bit sick, you know it, you can feel it. So I just remember waking up just not feeling the best. Like, my throat just felt strange, right? So I tried not to, like, I didn't say anything to anybody because I just kind of was just like, I don't want everybody to be like, oh my god, we all have COVID. Like, I didn't want that to happen. The next day I remember waking up, mind you, my stepfather's still upstairs sick of COVID, like, yeah. So the next day I woke up and I just felt like shit. And I just remember like texting my mom like, I need to go get a COVID test. Like, something's wrong. And as I'm upstairs going to get like ready and dressed, I hear my mother talking to my youngest sister, Celeste, who was, how was she? She was 14. And like I hear her saying like her chest hurts. So now in my mind I'm thinking, holy shit, like I really hope she's not having a heart attack, because apparently like that's a symptom that a lot of people, especially younger people that were getting it at the time, was having. Like, people were having heart attacks and then dying of COVID. So she ended up getting like rushed to her doctor and they did like a rapid test, but she was having like, kept saying like she can't catch her breath, like she can't breathe, her chest was hurting, whole thing. So my mother ended up rushing her to the doctor and then doing the rapid test, and then the rapid test came back like false, like it was a false negative. So like it was like, well, still quarantine for the next 14 days because, you know, just to make sure, but it sounds like you have COVID. So my mom comes back, Celeste goes to quarantine. I then have to get in the car and then go get a COVID test. So I go do my COVID test, whole thing, and I just remember going upstairs from doing my COVID test. Mind you, this was like early afternoon. This was like 2 in the afternoon at this point because Celeste had been taken to the doctor early in the morning. So this is like 2 in the afternoon. I've been staying in the house away from everybody this whole time. So I'm go upstairs to go in my room. I was like just quarantining until you get the results. Child, I remember laying down and then waking up at like 10 p.m. and I just felt like I could not move my body. Like, I was just like, I'm like in pain. Like I can't move. So at that point, my mother and my other sister Kiani, they were the main people taking care of us. I missed the point. My nephew, the 1-year-old, was super lethargic. That day that we woke up and we all slept in the living room, that next morning when I started to feel weird, he was mad lethargic, like, and just would not stop crying. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's wrong with him? He doesn't feel good, whatever. So in a hurry to kind of just like see if he'll take some medicine or something, or do something just to make him, see if I can make him feel better, without thinking, thank God that he was like turning 2. He was over the age that they would recommend you to do this. But I gave him some of the mixture from Mini Marley. Now mind you, this mixture has honey in it. You're not supposed to give a baby honey. And in the process of like just trying to move quickly to try to help him out, I gave him a damn spoonful of the mixture, and he ended up throwing everything up, like just like vomiting everywhere, and he had a fever. So we all pretty much assumed that like, well, Cairo has COVID. We pretty much all assumed it because he was just super out of it. He was hot, he had a crazy fever, he was coughing. He basically had all the symptoms that, you know, COVID comes with. And after I gave him that mixture and he threw up, like within the next few hours, he was back to normal. Like he was back to just his normal kitty, playful self. So I don't know if he had COVID. I don't know if he had a random bug. Like, I don't know. We don't really know, but we just gonna say it was COVID because I feel like it's impossible for him to have. I can't say it's not. It's not impossible. It's not impossible because other people in the house did not also have COVID. But either way, I just feel like I can't say it was impossible for him to not have it because he was staying in my room this whole time that I was not feeling well. So yeah, then now back to me and my sister being locked in our rooms, and my stepfather. My mom and my other sister had became the maids of the house. I mean, the nurses of the house. And like when I tell y'all, they had it so down packed. Like they came to my room the next morning with tea, mad medicine, Adderberry, a bunch of other supplements, like natural supplements. We were taking so much stuff. Advil and Tylenol like saved my life because those chills are no joke. Like the chills were my worst symptom. Like my worst. I got lucky because I didn't get the headache, but I got like the backache. I got horrible, like almost to tears chills. The cough didn't last very long, honestly. My fever wasn't crazy. I had a pretty mild case. My stepfather was also not doing bad. And the only person that was kind of doing, I don't want to say horrible, but like my sister Celeste was not in the best shape. And I promise you, like, and I'm not the only one, we all talk about this now, like now that everybody's over it and better, but like I thought she was a goner. Like I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like I was like, Celeste is going to die. Like it's no way that 3 of us right now have COVID in the house. Cairo also had COVID and no one's gonna die. It's like no way. So yeah, it was giving very much morbid. Morbid in the room, depressed, alone for 14 days. And it was kind of horrible, the quarantine part. Like I didn't like that part of it because it was lonely. Like it was lonely as fuck. And I'm somebody that likes to be alone. So if I'm saying it was lonely, it was lonely. But yeah, so my mom and my sister had this whole thing down pack. I forgot, I'm like ripping all over the place because so much had happened. But my mom and my sister were like checking temperatures. Everybody had a thermometer. Everybody had to send in their temperatures when they woke up, before they went to sleep, in the middle of the day. It was like clockwork. And my sister's temperature had gotten so high. Like, I was like, they're gonna have to take us to the hospital. Like, she's like sick. Like, she's sick. Wait, they ended up getting her temperature down, I think, by using the Tylenol or the Advil, one or the other. But they got her temperature down to like a good, reasonable level. But it was just scary because it was like, you don't know what's gonna happen at night. Like, sleeping was weird because you had to sleep a certain way. Like, I remember, I think we couldn't sleep on our, I don't remember if it was the back or the stomach, but we had to sleep a certain way. And then we had to move. So my mother would make sure, like, you need to get up, you need to walk around, like, what are you doing in your room? You can't lay in the bed all day. Like, you have to move your body. So that was not enjoyable for me because I was tired, and the main symptom that I had dealt with was just body aches. Like, I could not, like, I literally cannot explain the pain. Like, it hurt, it literally hurt to move. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I've never experienced sickness to that extent. It was hurting. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. It's just like everything was in pain. Pretty fucking much. But yeah, it literally hurt to move. So having to get up out of the bed, walk around my room, walk around my room again. Like, it was just like, literally, I was just walking in circles, like trying to like move my arms. Like, everything just was in so much pain. But I understood why I had to move. We got kind of lucky because my aunt is a is she a nurse? I think she's a nurse. But basically, she was working in the midst of the COVID stuff. And I also have a few friends on social media that were nurses, so I was able to like contact them when like my sister was getting pretty bad, and I was like nervous. I was like freaking out. So I was just contacting people that I knew, that I was like, okay, I need somebody's advice. I need someone to like calm me down because I'm scared that my sister's gonna die in the room next door to me. Honestly, my mother and my sister did such a great job with it because I don't know how they managed to take care of 3 sick people at one time. Like, they were sending in, like, we had snacks. They was dropping off snacks. They was dropping off lunch. Like, they were forcing us to eat because I couldn't really eat, but they were forcing us to eat. We were getting different type of tea every morning. Then when we were doing like the steam for your nose, like try to clear up our noses, it was like a rotation. So like, I would go in the bathroom for a few minutes with the towel over my head, and then I would have to text my sister like, okay, I'm out of the bathroom, you can go in. Like, we would have to spray everything with Lysol every 2 seconds. Every time we opened the door, my mom had like, we all had like what is it, like the air purifiers or humidifiers in the rooms, and like towels under the door. And we had to like like, when I think it was a mess, like it was something out of a movie. Like, I don't know how we did it. I really don't know how we did it. Let me tell you, I had my taste the whole time up until the last few days of my quarantine. So here I am, I'm eating, kind of sorta, because I ended up losing 4 pounds in 2 weeks from COVID. But yeah, I was eating like regular. The only thing we cut out was cheese. We cut out dairy because I didn't want to add anything to here, and my mother would not allow us to drink anything cold because apparently like it messes with your respiratory system or something. I don't know, like something that she learned in the midst of trying to take care of us. Like we were only drinking warm everything, warm juice, waters. So we had like we had to finish a gallon of water a day in the room. So everybody had a gallon, and then we would have like these huge smart water bottles, and then like mad Gatorade. Like every single room had like the same, it was like a care package in every room. And we would have to drop our stuff off in the hallway, spray down, be like, okay, you can come pick it up. They will drop the food off. We would have to wait until they go down, to like whole thing, right? My little brother, he was 8 at the time, and he was freaking scared. Like he just was like, apparently he was living in his mask. Like he was always had his mask on. He stayed in his room like he was in quarantine too. Like he really did not want to come out of his room, which I thought was so funny because he was perfectly fine. Like it was nothing wrong with him. He didn't get sick. My sister Kiani did not get sick. So yeah, about me not, I feel like I'm jumping back and forth because I'm trying to remember everything. So this is like day 11 of me being quarantined. I'm like, we finally get to eat outside, something from outside. My mom asked us what we want to eat. I'm like, yes, I get to eat something outside. So I'm like, I want Five Guys, right? Order my Five Guys. I'm like, I want Cajun fries. I want all that. I want everything. So I'm eating, you know, and I'm eating, and I'm eating, right? And I just remember thinking as I was eating, I was like, I definitely asked for Cajun fries. This isn't giving me Cajun flavor. You know, I'm not getting the Cajun. Okay, it's cool, whatever. No big deal. At least I'm eating, right? So then I finished my food, like scarfed it down. And like 5 minutes passed, and it dawned on me that I didn't taste anything that I ate. So I'm like, wait, it's no way I'm losing my taste now. It's no way. It's no way. Like, the quarantine is about to be over. It's no way. So I'm like, let me just see what this ketchup tastes like. I'll take a fry and I dip it in the ketchup. When I say it tasted like air, like the level of panic that happened in my room when I realized I just ate all my food and I didn't taste anything. Like, I think I had like a Dr. Pepper. I was like, I didn't even realize I didn't taste it. I tasted nothing. Like nothing. There was no flavor. There was no taste. When I tell y'all I was sick, like I was tight because first of all, that food looked delicious. I'm sure it was good. Don't know, couldn't taste it. But like, I was so mad because I'm like, how did I manage to go this whole time without dealing with this problem? Like this whole time. So everybody think it's funny, ha ha, he he, you know, oh, you lost your taste and smell 3 days before your quarantine is over, whatever. So now at this point, my stepfather's quarantine had been over. Like his was already done. He was going on walks outside. He was chilling in the backyard by himself, you know, still social distancing, but he was just like, he was finally able to leave the room. Now it came down to my sister being able to leave, and then I was able to leave out of the room. Guess who gets COVID? My mother. So after all of this, after taking care of us, my mother ended up getting COVID. Her case was like super mild. Like it was like the common cold without tasting or smelling. Like I don't think she was like in pain or anything like that. And I honestly think she probably low-key had COVID the whole time she was taking care of us, but because she was up and moving and bouncing from here to there and all of the things, it didn't really do anything to her, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's the story, child. I'll let y'all know what, if anybody needs any help with how to survive COVID. I got you. Mind you, in the midst of all that, I still have a business to run. So I ended up having to shut down my company, Danny Diamonds, because I had COVID. I couldn't pack anything. I couldn't breathe on anything. Everything in my room had to be disinfected before anything could be shipped. So there's that. Speaking of Danny Diamonds, I am relaunching and rebranding my company because I want to. I want to. It's my company and I want to do it, and I want to rebrand. I had an amazing first year, like amazing first year of business, and it's like getting better somehow. I don't know how, but it's getting better. I'm really excited for what's to come. But I've decided to completely revamp everything. Like, I want new packaging, and I'm taking a new direction as far as jewelry goes, because I feel like I got lost in the sauce. So I just got lost in the idea of like trying to keep up with the other ID pages that I saw, because you know how Instagram does with the algorithm. They start showing you all of these brands when you're doing something. So like, it was just a ton of other jewelry brands I was constantly seeing, and it was just adding doubt and fear and all these things to me. So I ended up having to block a bunch, unfollow people, like a whole thing to prevent from like me scaring myself out of doing what I'm doing, because I'm doing such a good job. Yeah, I just felt like in the midst of that happening, I like ended up trying to keep up with what I was seeing on other pages, and in the end it just, I feel like I strayed away from my initial vision of my brand and what I wanted and the reason I wanted to do it. So we're getting back to that, and we're getting back to it being something that I can be proud of and not feel like I'm just chasing a trend or a look or a moment, or to just be down with everybody else or try to beat other brands to the punch of a trendy item. Like, I'm not interested in doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested in being that person. It's not that deep for me. Like, people that like my shirt are gonna buy my shirt regardless. So that is why I'm rebranding. I'm not shutting down. I didn't stop anything just because I stopped posting on Instagram. But that part is hard, y'all. Like, the social media part of it is like very difficult, and it's not a matter of like followers or anything. It's just a matter of like content, like the content part and like getting it seen. And I've noticed that a lot of new brands that have popped up between like 2019 and now, a lot of them have like 6 posts on their Instagram pages, and I don't blame them, because it's very difficult to maintain, especially when you're somebody who has a personal Instagram page already. So it's already difficult to maintain that, and then the business one, and then you gotta do the website. Like, when you're doing everything by yourself, it's like a whirlwind. So the fact that I have the amount of pictures that I have on my page and the amount of content that I have is really insane. Like, it's really crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna try to change all of that. I'm like, I think I'm gonna start training my sister to do my social media content, because I just can't do it by myself. Like, I can't do it alone, mama. I can't do it. The stress. But yeah, so that's what's been up with me. You know, I don't have a job, unemployed. I was on unemployment, but not anymore, obviously, because it ended. So it's just me and my business rocking out right now, I'm applying for new jobs though. I am applying for jobs because I need health insurance and that shit is expensive and I don't want to pay for it right now. So I'm looking for a job. I'm currently looking for a job for insurance and for someone to pay for therapy because I miss having therapy. It's been 3 weeks now that I have not been able to attend therapy session due to funding. But other than that, I'm in a pretty decent place finally, because I was in a really dark, depressive state for the past few weeks, and this week of November, first week of November has been, and it's just started, but it's been pretty good. I should say the end of October into November. This week has been pretty good so far. It's only been 3 days, so I'm hoping that it stays this way and that I can stay in this place I'm in.